Packers and Cowboys.
Cowboys.
You still hate the
Gotta
Packers?
go for the underdog.
You still hate the Packers, don't you?
100%. Oh, yeah.
Cowboys hosts, so they're not the underdog. I'm going to take Dallas, though, pretty easily. 31-14, probably something like that. Lions and Rams, this will be an interesting matchup as Jared Goff plays the Rams. And
Is that in Detroit or is that in LA?
But
I mean, you have to. They're the home team, so on their own turf.
They're on that line, though. The Lions by 4. It's going to be a 3 or 4 point game. So
yeah, it's going to be a close one.
The Eagles. Thank you and good afternoon. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report. Let's go for the Chiefs and Dolphins story, the biggest story in Kansas City. The Kansas City Chiefs' top story was their defense. The defense showed up from the jump. It was 7-0 Chiefs from the jump after a Rashid Rice touchdown on a long drive. A punt, and getting it past middle field. Mike Edwards got an interception, was a field goal. Got some penalties and interrupted the drive. A touchdown by the Dolphins, a big connection to Tyreek Hill. A field goal by the Chiefs. The Dolphins turned over the ball, incomplete. You really felt like the Chiefs were never going to lose this game, but it was 16-7. Isaiah Pacheco a punt to start the second half. Field goal 19-7. After that, Isaiah Pacheco touchdown responded with another touchdown. Finally, 26-7. No more points on the board. Now let's go over the Cleveland Browns and Texans. Upon a field goal by the Browns to take a lead. Touchdown by Cleveland and a touchdown by the Texans 10-7. And a match touchdown by the Browns after the Texans got it. 17-14 Houston. 2 touchdowns by both teams. 17-14 Houston leads. Cleveland did not score another point. A deep ball on an excellent touch by the C.J. Stroud-Dilts for a 37-yard pass. 24-14. 2 interceptions in return for a touchdown. Former Chief Steven Nelson took it back to the house. The final score ended up being 48-14. 48-14 was the final. Texans move on. Browns go home. Chiefs move on. Dolphins go home. Cowboys host the Packers 4:30. Quarterback Jordan Love will be on the field for the Packers. Another quarterback, Dak Prescott. I totally disagree that he's the best quarterback in the NFC, but that's his opinion. Stephen A. Smith. Players to watch out for: Michael Parsons, who has 14 sacks and is one of the best players in the league. That's according to Fox Sports. The Cowboys are 5 ranked according to Fox Sports. Darlin Brandon has 9 interceptions for Dallas. Kick is at 4:30, 3:30 Central. Monday's games, Bills and Steelers, was rescheduled for Monday at 4:30. We'll go more into that game tomorrow. Eagles at Buccaneers, 8:15, and Eagles are favored by 3. We've got a lot of work to do here. This weekend, we'll be down to 6. Let's go through those. First, we're going to start with the Falcons. Bill Belichick seems to be the guy that they're going to hire. Maybe we'll go to Washington football team, whatever. I think he's past his time. I am not hiring the coaches, but I told you I think he can't win without Brady, and I think he's a too old-fashioned guy. That is Bill Belichick. Tom Moken, Ravens offensive coordinator. He has a resume to be an offensive coordinator. He is the Jacksonville Jaguars since 2007, 2010, Oklahoma State 2011, 2012, Southern Miss 2013, 2015, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2016 to 2018, wide receivers coach, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2018, wide offensive coordinator, Cleveland Browns offensive coordinator, Georgia offensive coordinator 2020 to 2022, led a national championship team. Baltimore Ravens 2023 to present. Mike McDougal, I can't tell you know much about him. He's also a coach for the Ravens. Steve Wilkins, interview completed. He hasn't had much success as a coach. He didn't do Mizzou any favors when he was a defensive coordinator. That's probably mute, but I don't like him. Lions offensive coordinator Jared Goff. He brought Jared Goff back. Raheem Morris got the experience, but I would rather have somebody offensive minded. We've talked about John Harbaugh, how he'd be my top candidate for anybody, but he looks like he's going to be hard for the Chargers. Obviously, he's a leading candidate. That's who they're going to hire, likely. They have to have Justin Herbert fixed a little bit, as he had not done well for a little while here. He has never achieved what the Chargers wanted. Neither have the Chargers in the last decade. Other candidates: Baltimore defense Mike McDougal, as we said. Todd Monken, as we said. Las Vegas defensive coordinator. I don't think the defense, as I said, is right to fix Justin Herbert. Speaking of the Chargers, they have to hire a new general manager. Joe Holtz has had success in Baltimore. Bring him into John Harbaugh would be considered right now, and their staff on the brothers, but that does not mean success. JoJo Wooden, Los Angeles Chargers interim general manager. Wooden is also a former Giant. Indianapolis Colts assistant GM Edwards Dodds. Chicago Bears assistant general manager Ian Cunningham. The Bears have no offense. What reason do you have to hire a Bears coach or GM right now? Nothing. Cleveland Browns head of personnel Glenn Cook. Kansas game is close a lot of the ways throughout, but winning by a large. Hunter Dickerson has 24 for Kansas. Javon McCollum has 17. Kansas will be on the road to play Oklahoma State Tuesday. Texas Tech Red Raiders and Kansas State. Kansas State lost a heartbreaker. Texas Tech was tied at 59 apiece with 30 seconds to go and won, which gave the Red Raiders the game. The Wildcats missed a jumper at the end that could have won the game. 60-59, Red Raiders over the Cats. The Texas Tech Red Raiders are 14-2, 12-4, and 2-1 in conference play. They have a tough matchup against number 14 Baylor. Game time is at Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Mizzou has another tough game, losing another game, close game, and South Carolina forced overtime. The Tigers have a tough time closing again as they led by 2 in the last minute, but the Gamecocks to tie it. Oh, and 3, they'll be in the notes for the podcast if they don't start playing better. There'll just be this little screen that says Missouri lost. It's not good news in Columbia. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report.